Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelvin Ikirete, and I'm the press relations manager here at Tech for Dev. And this is the Ask Me Anything session for the Developer Foundry program. And with me, I have Blessing Ashi, and Blessing is the head of program at Tech for Dev. So we'll be taking you through all of the questions you have about the Developers Foundry program. Of course, you know that we launched the Developers Foundry program about 3 weeks ago. And the Developers Foundry program is open to tech talent from Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Nigeria. Hi, Blessing. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hi, please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, Blessing. Hi. Yes, I can hear you. So I was just telling our viewers everywhere across Africa, Sierra Leone, Ghana. Let me just do like I did. Like, good afternoon, everyone. So it is 3:03 here in Nigeria. I think it's 3:4:03 in Ghana and 4:03 in Sierra Leone, if I'm correct. And so we're here to talk about the Developers Foundry program. Of course, like I said before, it's an intensive tech program for developers, engineers across Africa. So it's a program where we get to upskill you at what you currently have. So if you're like an entry level tech talent, like you have 2 or 3 years in tech already. When you go into the program, you're going to come out very, very refined. And that is what we're here to talk about. So the registration has been open. We have people registering from Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and in case you have any questions from when you registered up until now that you need clarifications on, so that's why we're here to give you clarifications on the questions that you have. So I have Blessing here with me. She's head of programs at Tech for Dev. Like I said, she's going to be answering a lot of all of those questions that you have, or yeah, all of the questions basically. Is there going to be an extension? Yes or no? I've done this. Is this okay? I've sent in my videos. When are we going to start? Any of those questions that you have, Blessing is here to answer all of those questions. So you can keep the questions coming in on, if you're watching from LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, anywhere at all. Just send in your questions. We're going to be answering all of them here. Myself limited, but Blessing will answer the most of your questions. So, hi, Blessing. Do you still want to take, for those who don't know about the Developers Foundry program, do you want to give them a bit more insight about what it's about and what they stand to gain going into this program?
Yes, I want to do that. Hello, everyone. Good evening from wherever you are joining from. I mean, I want to believe you are in any of the three African countries. If not, I'll be saying good morning to you if you are joining us from Canada and from the US. And I know you're from every other country. The time difference is there. My name is Blessing, as Kelvin has introduced. I am the head of programs at Tech for Dev. About the Developers Foundry. Well, if this is your first time of hearing about the Developers Foundry, I'm not sure what to say, right? But I want to say welcome to you. The Developers Foundry is a fellowship program um, that the old Developers Foundry came out of the need to scale up and up to upskill entry level talent to become mid level talent. I would say that, maybe not generalizing, but I would say, at least with data that we know, a lot of organizations have been downsizing. A lot of notable organization, right, have been downsizing. And most of the time when this downsizing happens, it always affects people who are just starting out, and people are trying to manage costs, or people are trying to manage cost, or people are trying to get the best team member to work on their programs. And so, looking at the fact that there have been a lot of downsizing and the need to upskill more people to become entry level talent and to become mid level talent, is why we have the Developers Foundry. The Developers Foundry is a 1 year fellowship program that has multiple activities. There's a bootcamp, there's a technical training, there's a soft skills training. There's also an opportunity to work on real life projects, creating real life solutions. Um, So yeah, so that's what the Developers Foundry. It's a 1 year program. This is an AMA session that hopes to be able to speak to the Developers Foundry, things you should expect and how you should apply. They are pretty much 6 learning track in focus. There is the software development, front end, back end. There is mobile application. We have AI and machine learning. There is DevOps, right? And then there is also cybersecurity. So it's an avenue for everyone. I mean, if you are a tech talent with 2 to 3 years of experience to take charge of. Yeah. Over to you, Kelvin.
Thank you very much, Blessing, for all of the explanations. I think I'm going to start with the questions. I know a lot of our viewers on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, they all have questions. But I have a question as well. So I'm going to ask to see, or not like active, like I know the registration started a couple of weeks ago. So I want to know, is this still open, and am I too late in case I want to register now for the Developers Foundry Fellowship? Is it too late for me to register now? Because I know there are different levels and stages to the Developers Foundry program. I know there are like areas where you have to answer technical and advanced questions. Do you think it is too late for me to register now, for example, if I want to register for the Developers Foundry program? And how many days left until the closing date?
Okay, so I'll start first by saying I don't think it is too late for you to apply. The registration is still open until the 2nd of August. At least you have till from now till 11:59 p.m. West African time to register for the Developers Foundry program. So of course there are two phases to apply. And the first one is you have to first of all fill the motivational bit of the question where we want to get we want to learn about why you're applying, why you're a good fit, and why you should be selected. And within that application phase, you're also supposed to upload you're also supposed to upload your headshot and also to upload a 1 minute video as to speaking around your motivation for applying and for selection as well. And then immediately you click submit, there's an home page that immediately you click submit, you would see a write-up that says thank you for submitting and you're supposed to take an assessment. So based off your learning track that you're applying for, you're supposed to click move on to the next phase, copy the link and then take the assessment based off your application. So I believe that the application is something you can do and you should be able to complete your application. What would just be the most important thing is that do your video, um, because you need lights, to because you need light to be able to do it, so do your video and then at the end of the day move on to taking fill the other questions. So
All right, thank you much. Thank you very much, Blessing, for that clarification. So, the registration period, answering those questions don't take forever to do. So, if you've not registered yet and you feel, oh, it's August 2nd, it's just 2 days to the closing date, this might not be for me. I think if you're determined to go through this program and come out refined, just like we promise you, then yeah, it's worth it. So you can apply for that. So, Blessing, I have another question, right? Sorry, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, and these are for people who I know are very interested in joining this program. So if you're in Sierra Leone, you're in Ghana, you're here in Nigeria. We've gotten a whole lot of registration from Ghana and Sierra Leone as well as Nigeria. So, but if this program is for you if you want to, just like you said, you had mentioned the statistics and that okay, most organizations, most tech organizations are more interested in hiring mid-level talent that know what they want to do because it's really important for them. Some of them feel, according to research, right, they feel if you hire entry level talent, they might not want to stay too long on the job. It might take them too long to complete tasks. And this is one of the reasons why these companies have decided to go for mid level talent who know what they are doing and can easily undo tasks. And this is where we want to get everybody to if you join the Developers Foundry program. So the next question for me, Blessing, is this, right? Hmm. Is there a quota? So I'm from Sierra Leone. can any number of people apply from Sierra Leone? Is there a quota per country? Okay, you feel, oh, we're going to get this number from Sierra Leone, we're going to get this number from Ghana or Nigeria. Is there a quota, or everything is via merit?
So for country inclusion, right? One of the things we have done is to see one of the things we've done is to ensure that at least there is representation from each of the countries. The entire fellowship is for only 50 individuals spread across 3 countries, right? Even if I should say there's a quota for it, right? To be very honest, um, I can say that one of the things that we are going to ensure on this project is for inclusion. I mean country inclusion. So yes, be rest assured that we would have a spread across all the countries: Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and we also ensure that within the learning tracks there are individuals in it. Well, but ensuring country participation in learning track is also dependent on application within the countries. But at least something is certain and guaranteed, and that is ensuring that at least each country is represented. I mean, to the best of it, right? So each country is represented. So I believe that I should be able to answer that. I've answered that.
Okay, now let's talk about age and gender. Is there a particular age distribution to this, or is there age restriction? Is there gender restriction? Can male men apply? Can women apply? Girls, boys, can they apply? Can everybody? Is it open to everybody?
As long as you are of the age of consent, you can apply. By age of consent, you must be at least 16 for you to be able to apply. And 16, 18, depending on the country that you're in, right? I know in Nigeria, 18 is the age of consent. So at least you must be able to, you can apply. There is no
Okay,
gender
how
restriction.
about for gender? Women is
I was about to respond to that. So there's no gender restriction. The application is open to both male and female. In fact, we encourage women to apply. And the reason is we know that most of the time, sometimes some women shy away from programs like this. You know, you want to leave it to the male folks. The application is open to everybody. So please, females, make sure you seize the opportunity and apply. Apply for it. It's not limited to men alone, and it's not limited to women alone. It is for everybody. Kelvin.
yes, we're back. I think there was a network glitch there, but yeah, we're back. Network is back now. So I was asking about women. We talked about age, that everyone is included so long as you've gotten to the age of consent, which for some countries could be 16. For Nigeria, it's 18. How about, is it open to women and men? Is it open to all genders?
It's open to everybody. It's open to both men and women. Everybody can apply, regardless of where you are. The good thing is that the learning is virtual. However, it is in person. It is instructor led rather, but it's virtual. So you can apply, either male or female. You can apply. You're encouraged to apply. In fact, women are strongly advised to apply because in cases like this, you find more men even applying than females. So it's important that women apply as well.
Mm. So, Blessing, there's this question from Nehemiah Uzoma Onyebike. I think Nehemiah also followed the last info session that we had, and he said, please, can we be given some more time to finish the course? I'm a teacher, and we just finished school work. This is when I have more time to do the course, please. So that question is from Nehemiah Uzoma. So Nehemiah is asking for, is he asking, Nehemiah, if you're still watching, Nehemiah is watching from Facebook. So do you mean time for registration or the course? Because we're still going to get to the answer about the course, how long, what duration it is, and all of that. But Blessing is asking, can we be given some more time to finish the course?
I'm
So I
not sure I
need
understand
clarity
the
on this.
question
Is this
around some
yes? I
more
need
time to finish
clarity
the
on
course
this, Nehemiah. If you could send.
because the course has not started. It's just an application phase. So I'm not sure I understand
Okay,
what you mean, giving more time to
okay.
finish the
And
course.
there's the other question Nehemiah asked. Please, where and how do we register? So, Blessing, can you help with this? Where and
Okay,
how
just
do we register?
just to be sure that I am aligned with Nehemiah's question. Nehemiah, confirm the project you're talking about because If you're saying, can we give you more time to finish the course, it's assumed that you started already. So I assume that you are referring to Digital for All Challenge. I want to believe that that is what you are referring to right now, because that is the only course one of the course that has data analysis. This particular program, there's no data analysis in it. It is machine learning and artificial intelligence, right? So there's no cost spelled out as data analysis on it. So if you meant DFA, you will be given more time.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, I think so. If you
I
meant
think Nehemiah is talking about DFA.
yeah, so if you meant DFA, don't worry. We have you people, we have you in mind, right? And just what else? There
Yeah.
could be an information that could be potentially beneficial to you. So if that's what you meant to, I believe I've responded to that.
Mm. Okay, so that has been answered. So Nehemiah is speaking to one of the other programs that we have at Tech for Them, which is the Digital for All Challenge. That program is for Nigerians. So another thing I also wanted to add is that if you need information about what we do at Tech for Them, you can go to our website at techfordev.com. You can go on our Instagram platform, and that's sharing currently on your screen on Facebook at Tech for Dev, on YouTube at Tech for Dev HQ. Twitter is at Tech for Dev HQ. Instagram is at Tech for Dev. So you get all of the information on any of the programs that we currently do at Tech for Dev on those social media platforms. So if you have questions, you can as well just head there right away and ask questions. The response time for everything we do is really fast. You send the questions, and our digital media team uh, there 24/7 to answer any.
Okay, I believe Kelvin has some network glitch. He will join in shortly. Or Kevin was trying to mention that you can also check us on social media on Instagram, ask your questions, and we'll be able to provide answers for you. Um, so I think Nehemiah is asking another question around where and how do I apply for Developers Foundry? Again, just for clarity and to every other person who is probably asking the same question, Developers Foundry is not just any program. It is a technology focused program for people who are already in tech. You are not starting. You already have 2 to 3 years of experience in tech, and your focal area is around software development, either front end or back end, AI and machine learning, or the DevOps, or mobile application, or cyber security, right? If you fall within any of this learning track and you've been at it, like you're an entry level talent, you have like 2 to 3 years of experience in this field, then you are fit to apply. You can apply at www.developersfoundry.org, right? If you fit into any of this, like I've mentioned again, you must have 2 to 3 years of experience in any of the 6 learning tracks I've listed. You then are fit. It's not for anyone who's just starting out in tech. There are other programs that you can benefit from. If you are just starting out your career in tech, if you're in Nigerian, for example, you can benefit from the Digital for All Challenge. You can participate in the course to take course around software development, cybersecurity, data analysis. You can take those courses. The good thing about the Digital for All Challenge also is that it's an incentivized learning. It's for free, but you stand a chance of, after you've completed your learning, you stand a chance of winning money. So if you participate in the competition phase, you can win 10 million or 12.5 million or 15 million respectively, depending on the category you are participating in. You can also take an entry level, maybe a beginner's basic literacy course on the Digital for All Challenge. So this Developers Foundry is strictly for people who already have 2 to 3 years of experience. Kelvin is back. Kelvin, what to you?
Yes, thank you very much. So I think network kicked me out there. Thanks for holding the fourth blessing. So let me go straight to the questions that we have from LinkedIn. There is Ashine Emmanuel, and is asking, is there an interview phase after? So that's where the question ends. So I think for context, maybe Ashine has started registration and probably wants to know if after the technical phase of the test, there's going to be an interview phase. So, but in case you're still here, just send the complete question so as well, so we can have proper context to what you're asking. That's actually. But for now, blessing. Would there be an interview phase for the developers foundry? Is there going to be a time where you get to interview the participants that will most likely or more likely become fellows?
There is an interview phase. So there are okay, so just to be able to speak through some of the phases that you should be expecting, right? The first phase is on the call for application, where you get to share your motivation as to why you're applying and why you're a good fit. Then you take an assessment, and people who scale through both phase, that's the phase of both the motivation and the assessment, will then move to take another assessment, this time around from a technical standpoint. Remember that the training is for people who already have knowledge, it's not for beginners. So hence why it's important to take a technical assessment to verify that the person is fit. So based off their assessment, the person will then move to the next phase, or which is more like the final phase. Um, which is more like the final phase, right? So the person would have to move to which is the assessment and which is the interview phase, right? However, the timeline on what this will be like will be communicated to everyone on our social media platform so everybody can see, so that you can always follow through. But yes, there will be an interview phase within the call for application, or as part of the process, recruitment process for the fellows of the Developers Foundry.
Okay, for those who do not know, blessing, what's going to be the duration of the fellowship?
Okay, so I think at the start of this, I mentioned that it's a 1 year fellowship. Um, it's a 1 year fellowship that is distributed across different phases. So there is a 1 month of generalized learning. There's a 1 month of a boot camp, which is a very intensive boot camp. Then there is a 4 month of technical training as well, where you also get the opportunity to work on real life projects. And then there's another month of intensive soft skills training as well. And then there is a 6 month where you have to work on um, at that particular point in time, be working on projects. So within the 4 months of training as well, you will also be working on projects, right? But it's just that there's not another dedicated timing where you get to work on projects, you get to meet people, industry experts and the like. So the entire process itself cumulates to 1 year. So you can as well say it's a 1 year fellowship program. It's an intensive 1 year fellowship program. I had to rephrase that again to say it is an intensive 1 year fellowship program. You would have to ask yourself if you want to be able to commit to this, because it is going to be very, very intensive. Very, 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 very intensive. So think twice. It's as good as saying you want to take your masters, and you're taking a full-time master's course. You know how that can be, right? That's how this is going to be, and much more than that.
Okay, so Ashineze is also asking, is the bootcamp virtual or physical? I think you answered this, but maybe he kind of like joined late, but is the bootcamp virtual or physical? So this is hybrid, right? Blessing. But
Yes, it
not
is.
like you have to be in a place physically. You don't have to be in a physical location, right?
Yeah. So you don't have to be in a physical location, but you must be resident in Nigeria, be resident in Sierra Leone, and be resident in Ghana, right? For you to be able to participate in any of the countries. And it is instructor led. It's virtual but instructor led. So it means that it's an instructor that will be in class within stipulated time frames. And it's very important that everyone who is on the fellowship attend at every point in time, right? There will also be opportunities for physical meetups around the fellowship during the fellowship. So people within the respective countries, you get to meet yourself, you get to work on projects sometimes, physical projects sometimes. Like, of course, projects not physical, but you know what I mean. Meet physically to be able to work on projects, right? I would just say this generally, that if you check our website, the Developers Foundry website, www.developersfoundry.org, it gives you every information. There is a FAQ segment within the website that explains some of the questions that you're probably thinking about. and gives detailed explanations to the response to it. Yes, so everyone who is listening, I think you should check the website. If you not check the website, you are very wrong, because I mean some of the questions have actually been answered, and you just probably will also get the insights that
Okay,
you need. Please go ahead, Kelvin.
it's really, really important. It's really important to check the website because I think for me personally, if I'm going to apply for something like this, I want to know more about it so as not to do anything amiss. I want to go to the website. I want to ask my questions on the website. I want to check their FAQs. I want to check some of the requirements. And the moment I meet that requirement, then I know, yes, it's a go ahead. I can apply for this course, so course. So I think it's very important. If you've not been to the website before, just go to the website, developersfoundry.org, check everything out. If you have more questions, you go to and check for their social media platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and ask your questions, including Thread. If that's what you use, if you use Thread, go on Thread, check for Tech for Dev, and ask your questions, and our team are always available to answer any questions that you do have. So, Blessing, you talked about how intensive this program is going to be. You said very, very intensive, and you literally drew people's ear that this is a very intensive program. So, know before you go into the program. So, what makes this program different from every other program? So, we've heard of different fellowships by these programs by that. What do you think makes this different? What makes it unique from every other program?
So first things first is that I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen any program that is tailored to reaching entry level to becoming mid level talent, and it's for free. I don't think I have seen that anywhere. Um, Most programs focus on entry level talent, and I mean Tech for Dev also have programs that are focused to helping people become entry level talents, right? But I think this is, I would say this is like one of the kind that also helps to, beyond becoming an entry level talent, helping you to scale, to become to become a mid level talent, right? Marvelous. I see that. I see that. Kelvin
I
will keep
feel that.
smiling.
I feel that too.
Right? I think then the number two is, you can't overemphasize the fact that it's tuition free. Somebody has paid for it. And it's at this point I want to say thank you to our amazing partner, the UK Tech Hub. Thank you for all that you do, for supporting the work we do, and for supporting this particular project. I mean, the UK government is very, very intentional about empowering Africans, empowering, youth, to be able to upskill themselves, and also to be able to create improved livelihood for themselves and their communities, and the society at large, right? So I would say one of the things that's very unique. Another thing is, I don't think there are a lot of programs that are free that also factor in instructor-led training models. Um, Most people or most institution, I mean, except it's an institution like a university, then there's a factor around in-person, training sessions, right? But when, for most people, when trainings are virtual, they then make it you using they then make it you using, what's the word, um they make it you using a learning model or a learning platform to take the courses, right? So what stands out again is the fact that you are in class, you are interacting with people, you have an instructor in class, you are learning from the best of the best. You have the opportunity to also mingle in class with people from three other countries, because you'll be in classes with people from three other countries. You have the opportunity to, beyond exchanging knowledge and working as a team, because you have lots of group activities, right? You also get to learn about culture, what is obtainable in respective countries. You also get to learn about like culture, um, um, daily life, practical ways of how things are done in respective countries. Yeah. So if you are in Nigeria and you're in Ghana, you also get to argue about whose jollof rice is best. But if you have the time for it, 'cause I bet you won't have the time for it, right? So I think these are like some few things I could mention as to what makes the program stand out. Another bit of it is, there is already a factor around data and some of the support around data, maybe data stipend or something. So I think that's cool.
Okay, that's really cool. That's amazing. So I think this is the best time for me to tell people that in case you've not dropped this for maybe a tech bro or a tech sister, this is the right time for you to drop it for them. And if you feel, oh, I'm just an entry level talent, I just started 6 months, 7 months, not up to a year, and this program is not for me. But if you know someone who you feel will benefit from this program, go ahead, share with them. No knowledge is lost. They will appreciate you for this. In fact, they will probably add your number to their family and friends if they get into the program and they come out the way we do want them to come out. So there's another question, Blessing, that I need to ask you, and this question is from Ashine Emmanuel from LinkedIn again. And it says, if the application succeeds, right, if it's on the program, that's if it's on the program, right, will there be support for scaling the solutions to become a business? I am asking many questions because I believe I am a fit for this program and I will give my best to get in. I look forward to it. So he wants to know if there is a solution he develops on this program, will there be support for him to be able to scale this? Blessing, I don't know if you have you can answer this.
I want to answer this question, but I also want to believe that there's some component that may be missing, right? So, as much as solutions will be developed both as an individual and as a group, right? The main goal of the developers foundry right now is to be able to upskill people to become mid-level talents, right? As a mid-level talent, of course, you may have business that you want to scale, and maybe when you create a solution and you are demoing, the good thing about this program is from the get-go, you will have access to industry experts, people who will be very instrumental to helping you being able to scale the solution or being able to scale the project that you're doing. There's also like an entrepreneurship component, where you also get to meet people around entrepreneurship and learn around the work you are doing, the business of the technical thing you've learned, right? So right now, I cannot categorically tell you that you would maybe get. Okay. I cannot categorically say there is money attached to you being able to scale, but I can categorically say that you will get the right support around skills, at least the skill that you need to be able to scale your project. You get the opportunity around personnel, individuals, people you get to meet on the project to be very instrumental. You also somehow, I feel like you also be able to have co-founders and founders supporting founders, on this project, because you see people that have that are like-minded like you, people who share your vision, and you're able to co-collaborate and co-create, the solutions you want to create. I believe that this should be able to provide response. If your question is related to money, then I can tell you that you kill the thoughts first of all. Well, kill the thoughts, not like kill the thoughts,
Not
but
kill the
just
thought, kill the thought.
not kill the thoughts, but I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I just also say that sometimes you factor in money first before other things. There are a couple of things that there are a lot of in-kind assistance that you get that even money won't have been able to pay for it, right? So I would say that there are a lot of opportunity, and who knows, in the middle of your program as well, you can also be able to get access to maybe seed fundings, right? But that is not. Don't quote me outside. Quote me outside
Mm.
that I said have access to personnel and have access to the skills, technical skills, but don't quote me on seed funding. Thank you.
Now, I know you had mentioned earlier that the program is big on mentorship, and you're going to have a whole lot of people during the program coming to mentor you on all of these things. So
Yeah.
you have a project you feel like you want to scale. I'm sure probably one founder or two or three founders will also be on the program to mentor you through some of these things, how they started, how they moved from entry level to mid level, how they were able to scale their businesses, I'm sure, and there will be a lot of mentors. And you have ample time, you have 1 year to ask any question that you want. And I think this is going to be a massive, massive opportunity for you. So you do not want to miss this. So I think or you just share this amongst your friends as well, and they need to know about the Developers Foundry program. And if you still have any more questions, just go on our social media platforms, ask your questions, go on the website if you need more clarity about the Developers Foundry. So, but before we go, Blessing, any additions, AOBs that you want to add?
Before we go, so I would like to say that we really look forward to receiving new applications, right? And most importantly is just to divert a bit and just share personal experience. there was a year in 2017 or 2018, somebody had shared a fellowship opportunity with me. Coincidentally, the person applied, I applied. We both met at the interview phase. I was selected, he wasn't selected, right? And I think to him, it was probably odd. He felt like, why wasn't I selected? And the guilt of, I was one that recommended, no, not like you didn't recommend me, but shared the application with me. One of the things I
Mm-hmm.
realized afterwards is that my attending the fellowship, pushed me to the direction of the path where I'm currently in right now. And at the end of the day, we had a conversation, and he categorically mentioned that he was glad I wasn't selected because he not being selected, right? He really didn't want to do that at that particular point in time. He just really wanted to pass time, right? But for somebody like me getting on the program, that was what I needed for where I am or where I was going to, right? And then for somebody like him, he went ahead to doing the tech thing he wanted to do, and that was helpful. I said that to say this, that we want you to apply, but most importantly, we want you to share the application with another person, right? um, somehow you viewing the application or you seeing the application, it could be a pointer for you to apply and get selected, but most importantly, it could also be a pointer for another person to see the application. Remember that we know you, but we don't know your networks. We are the one that know your network, and we don't know who your network also know. So we want to first of all encourage you to reshare the application. You can check for the flyer on any of our social media platforms, post it on your social media group, or post it on any community that you also belong to, right? Reshare, encourage people to apply. The At the end of the day, the idea is for you to become for people to be able to access improved livelihood. If it is you, great. And if it is your community member, great. The most important thing is that there's a miracle in your community. And you would always be happy and look back to say, oh, I'm glad I shared this. Because if you don't share it with your community members, you'll be depriving your community member from seeing it. Another person will share with their community, and the other community will get the opportunity. Remember that the application is very, very slim, like there are limited number of people that will be participating on the program, and you just want it to be within your community. So this is a cue asking you to share the application, and asking you to share it today, because of the fact that the application is closing very soon, and delay can be very dangerous. Let me use that word.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be my last
That's
words.
That's true, blessing. I agree with you. Delay can be very, very dangerous. So, if you started the application before and you're yet to complete it, this is the time for you to quickly go and complete it. This is the time for you to send in your motivation video. This is the time for you to do everything that you need to do concerning the Developers Foundry application, and do all you need to do. I must tell you, do all you must to get on this program. I know what I'm saying. Like, I know what I'm saying for real. So you need to do everything that you should do to get on the program. Share it amongst people in your community. If you're in Ghana, you're in Sierra Leone, share amongst your community. And if you're in Nigeria and you know somebody that is in Sierra Leone or Ghana and they probably don't have access to this information, why not just go ahead and share with them? So it's really, really going to be an amazing program, and you do not want to be left out of this goodness. So thank you very much, Blessing. Thank you, everyone who has made this possible. Thank you to our funding partners, the UK Nigeria Tech Hub. We really do appreciate it. And like Marvelous said, I've been smiling a lot. Who does not want something free? This is a free program, and I don't have to pay. You don't have to pay a dime to get on this program. All we desire, all we need of you is your seriousness and your commitment. So yes, I'm gonna keep smiling. So thank you very much, Blessing. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you at the back end. Oh, Blessing, before I go, I just have one. Just don't be annoyed. Though. Very, very small question. So for those who have applied, and when did they start getting their emails? When did they start getting their congratulations emails and all of that? Can you just give us a tip or a dip into that information?
So for those that have applied, I want to say that if you applied and you got to the final stage that says that your application has been received, please note that your application has been received, right? Um, we, we the moment the application ends, we would commence review. So I know that some people's fear is that they started reviewing the day that they received the application, so they probably have selected everybody that they need. We want to review everybody's application together so that everybody has a fair chance, right? So um, once we application close, we would review. We'll come back in the space of 7 to 14 days, to share an update as to what the status is or what the next line of action will be. If we are still reviewing at that time, we still communicate the information. If we are done reviewing, we would communicate the information as well. Say, oh, we have concluded this phase of application and we're moving to this next phase of application. Can you check your emails and circle back to us, right? So, but just know that we would once the application also closed, we also put out a notice to say applications has ended and we're no longer receiving application. Do you understand?
Hmm. Thank you very much, Blessing. And I think the question I asked also answered Marvelous's question. Marvelous, you should have asked this question a while back. But yes, you will be getting your emails soon. Every successful candidate will get
All
their
the best
emails
to
very, very
Marvelous.
soon. So all
I
the
said
best to
the website.
Marvelous, everybody. And I think I don't know. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's all I can say. So thank you very, very much. Go to the website, go to these social media platforms. Any information that you need is right there. So thank you very much. Thank you, Blessing, and do have an amazing day. Thank you. Bye for now.